financial challenges, the law school has suspended admission for the 2018 fall semester. We have details on how they are trying to recover.
And with next semester being right around the corner, many organizations are planning events for spring 2018. We sat down with one organization aiming to bring Asian culture to Valpo to see what they have in store this spring.
And we currently have a wind advisory in effect for our area until tomorrow morning. That wind will be bringing in some massive temperature changes ahead. We might even have a chance for snow. I'll get to that in my full forecast.
We have that and more. This edition of The Shield starts right now.
Live from the VUTV studio in Schnabel Hall on the campus of Valparaiso University. This is The Shield on VUTV.
I'm Marguerite Incardone.
And I'm Blake Harms.
The law school will no longer be accepting any new students starting fall of 2018 due to low enrollment and other financial challenges. In a statement released by the university, Frederick G. Krager, chairman of the board of directors of Valparaiso University, remarked, "This has been a very difficult decision. As the need for legal education continues to be challenged, we have taken numerous actions during the last several years to try to stabilize the law school financial situation. Actions have included a reduction in employment levels last year in an attempt to realign the school faculty and staff to its decreased student population. Despite these efforts, it is highly unlikely that the law school's operations will achieve financial stability. The board of directors are still looking into possible solutions to keep financing the school for as long as possible, such as affiliating it with other law schools or relocating it to another location. The university administration will take the necessary steps to guiding current law students to complete their education."
TEDx Valparaiso University will return to campus January 19th at 4 p.m. in the Center for the Arts. 13 speakers, including Valpo students, alumni, and Valparaiso community members, have already been announced. TEDx Valparaiso University is based on TED Talks, where speakers present thought-provoking themes and topics. This year's theme is Why Not Today? Tickets are limited and can be requested at tedxvalparaisouniversity.com.
Have you ever wanted to travel to another country and learn about their culture? One organization aims to do just that by bringing in a little bit of Asian culture to Valpo for our students to experience. In this week's Organization of the Week, we reached out to the Japanese Club to find out what they have in store for next semester.
So the Japanese Club is a club for just kind of accepting the Japanese culture. We do like calligraphy with the actual Japanese characters, which are called kanji. We do origami, food nights where we make our own Japanese dishes. This year we made something called okonomiyaki, which is like a Japanese pancake. It's very interesting. We go to a Japanese market once a semester called Mitsuwa, and we actually do that to get ingredients for the food night. I just really like obviously the cinema. I really like anime, live action movies. We're watching a movie called Your Name, which is animated. We actually have a big event that we hold in the spring semester. It's called the Spring Festival or the Harumatsuri. There's food that we get catered in and a lot of events, like we do calligraphy, make your own Zen gardens, karaoke, all that fun stuff. The Japanese club itself is kind of just like family, like we all just kind of hang out at club meetings. It's all just really fun.
The annual Christmas tree lighting returned this year with a large crowd and lights so pretty you could see them across campus. The illumination took place at 6 o'clock Thursday night. Many had gathered on the west lawn to view the spectacular sight that put a spark in the cold night. A fireworks display occurred soon after, with blasts that lit up the sky directly behind the Christopher Center. Songs were sung, photos were taken, and memories were made. The lights will be lit every night, so be sure to catch them before winter break. And with winter break just around the corner, many people will be wondering when we're going to get snow. We have Storm Shield meteorologist Katie Nickolaou in the studio today. So Katie, are we seeing any signs of snow?
We will actually be seeing some snow probably later on as we go throughout the next week, especially for finals, so you might see a few flurries in the air. Right now, though, we have a wind advisory currently in effect with gusts ranging from 45 to 50 miles an hour. So if you're traveling at all tonight, I highly recommend that you put it off if you possibly can, because that will be very hazardous for road conditions. We're also going to be seeing a massive temperature change ahead, and with that, we will be seeing those chances of snow. Now, I, as a personal snow lover, can't wait for this, but the amounts of snow that we'll be seeing are really up in the air right now. I'll give you guys some of the numbers coming up later on in my forecast. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Katie. Tensions continue to rise between the U.S. and North Korea. We have details on their latest missile launch coming up.
Plus, those looking to travel by plane this holiday season were almost impacted by a major American Airlines glitch. Find out more after the break.
In a world where entertainment is at risk, one man is given a mission, but he is about to face his biggest challenge yet. He will race against the clock and open doors to new possibilities that will save weekends as we know it.
What are you doing?
I'm looking for free movies.
Oh, I'll help you with that.
Just go to movies.valpo.edu. They have all the best movies, including The Hobbit and 22 Jump Street.
Whoa, it's that easy?
It's that easy.
Grab some popcorn, grab some buddies, and watch movies.valpo.edu's great selection.
What is passion? At Valpo, it's something that pours out of us uncontrollably. It's a late night shot of caffeine, cramming for finals, a jam session with friends. It sees deep into space, turns big stuff into small potatoes, floats boats, and floods the senses. Passion is alive, it has a heartbeat, and it lives in you. How do we know? Because at Valpo, passion is who we are.
National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster told a crowd in Simi Valley, California Saturday that the possibility of war with North Korea is growing and that the communist nation is, quote, the greatest immediate threat to the United States. McMaster was speaking at the Reagan National Defense Forum.
So has the potential of war with North Korea increased since this latest launch?
I think it's increasing every day, which means that we're in a race, really. We're in a race to be able to solve this problem, not just us, right, but the United States, all of our allies and partners. As we know, China has tremendous coercive economic power over North Korea. I mean, you can't shoot a missile without fuel, right? And so there are ways to address this problem short of our conflict. But it is a race because he's getting closer and closer.
On Tuesday, North Korea tested an intercontinental ballistic missile that Pyongyang says could reach the midland of the United States. U.S. military officials are still conducting technical analysis of the flight, but says the missiles, quote, had problems with re-entry.
If you're flying American Airlines over the holidays, you can breathe a sigh of relief. The carrier and its pilot union said Friday there will be enough pilots available to cover all of American's December flights, despite its scheduling blunder. Earlier this week, the Allied Pilots Association said a computer glitch allowed too many pilots to take time off next month, leaving thousands of flights without pilots. The two parties met Friday morning to discuss a fix for the situation. No flights were canceled due to the scheduling mix-up, and the APA confirmed in a statement that American, quote, will be able to maintain a full December schedule as planned for its passengers.
Police in Seagirt, New Jersey have revealed the culprit behind the vandalism of the town's Christmas display that happened last week. After the Christmas tree lighting display went on as scheduled Friday, police released a photo of the four-legged suspected vandal, a squirrel. The police department said it caught the squirrel in the act, posting photos on social media of it climbing on the display and trying to take a bite out of the wires before running away. Police were unfortunately unable to catch the rodent, but say that they are on the lookout.
In an incredible view from outer space over the weekend, NASA posted this photo on its website of the International Space Station in silhouette as it passed in front of the moon. The space station was moving quickly, about 5 miles a second. 6 people are on board the International Space Station. That includes 3 NASA astronauts, 2 Russian cosmonauts, and an astronaut from the European Space Agency.
Coming up after the break, Katie Nickolaou has your full forecast.
Plus, we have a breakdown of this week's Crusader Sports. Stick with us.
Right now we have a wind advisory for our area. That's in ahead of these winds that will be coming in. They're going to be around 45 to 50 miles an hour, so you guys really want to be careful because it will be windy out there, especially if you're driving. Though we will have a massive temperature change coming up with these winds. They're going to bring in some much colder temperatures into our area. And along with those colder temperatures, we do have that chance of snow, which is pretty big for our area considering we're into December and we haven't really seen all that much. Right now, though, we're sitting at 60 degrees under cloudy skies, and you know what? If it were me, I'd go outside and kiss those temperatures goodbye because we probably won't see them until after spring. It is going to be very cold for the next month, and those temperatures will be coming in. But for now, we have a big story right here going on. Here's the wind advisory, and you can see it extends all the way up into Wisconsin. But down here, we have a severe thunderstorm warning in the pink, and those orange polygons, those are actually severe thunderstorm warnings. Now, considering we're in December, this doesn't generally happen, but it is, and I'll show you guys this, and I'll track it out for our time area and when it'll get into Valpo. Right now you can see there are those storms that are coming right across the Illinois border, and if you take a look here, I will track this out for us. It looks like these storms are going to be coming in a little bit later tonight, possibly reaching the Valpo area around 7:52, maybe a little bit later into the Champaign area. For Valpo, though, right around 1 a.m. So if you're gonna get some sleep tonight, I recommend getting to bed early. Otherwise, it'll keep you awake all night, more than likely. Now looking at our current conditions, you can see right along the storm front, we have these cold temperatures that are moving in, and that's where it gets really messy. You have 32 in Sioux Falls, 42 in Omaha, and in Rapid City, they are really feeling it at 23 degrees. Now those temperatures will be coming into our area. Right now, though, we're sitting right around the mid-60s in Valpo and around Indiana and Illinois. But you'll see right here, this is what I'm talking about. We're going to have temperatures at 8 a.m. on Wednesday, 27 degrees. That is going to be bitterly cold. though not as bad as the 10 at International Falls, but that will be coming soon enough. And these temperatures will progress as we go out through the day on Wednesday. I don't even think we'll get above freezing, so be sure you have your winter coat. If you don't, run out to Walmart because those things are going to go fast. Now, as we take a look at the radar, right now, though, those storms that will be moving into our area. You can see there are little blips of pink that are popping up here. That might be including some hail with these storms. That's probably the main severe threat, though, as we go throughout the week. Now, as we look at the future radar, we're sitting Monday, 10:30 p.m. That's when we start to see some of these initial storms move through. I think we do have a chance, though, right around midnight of having a little bit more come through as this line progresses. Now looking at our 7-day forecast, once those storms move through, we're going to have some partly cloudy skies, but it will be windy. These winds will stick around as this front pushes through. The cold air really wants to get to us, but by Wednesday it'll be sunny out. That's about the only upside I have to that. Look at those temperatures. 37 degrees on Wednesday, 21 as the low, so that gets really cold. Now, as we go throughout the rest of the week, you'll see those temperatures are sticking in the mid to upper 30s. So it looks like we're finally getting into Christmas weather, which honestly I can't complain about.
I am not excited for these cold temperatures. I was so happy when we were in like the upper 40s, upper 50s, even in like this just a nice fall. We didn't get fall. Now we're just not looking forward to it.
I'm just so happy I get to say snow.
Well, after such a nice fall, you had to know it was coming. And I think we're lucky we've gotten into the first week of December before seeing these cold temperatures.
Mm-hmm. Well, as long as we get snow with the cold, then I can accept the cold. But if it's just like bitterly cold, then
yeah, it's useless cold if you don't get snow. But I think
agree.
We might even see around an inch as we go into finals week, which could make it a little messy for your transport back home for Christmas break.
Okay. Well, thanks, Katie. After the break, we will have a full breakdown of this past week's Crusader sports. Stick with us.
Well, I think that's all we need. Thank you so much for coming in. We'll be in touch.
Okay, this is it. Just shake his hand and walk out with your head held high. Don't mess this up.
Thank you.
Nailed it. Don't let a bad handshake get in the way of getting the job you want. Find out more at the Career Center.
Valpo took on the Dayton Flyers in the last game of the season. After a scoreless first three quarters, Valpo and Dayton kicked it into gear in the late last 15 minutes of the game. Dayton struck first with a 30-yard touchdown, giving the Flyers a 7-0 lead to begin the final quarter. As time was running out, the Crusaders took possession at the Dayton 39 after a short Dayton punt. Valpo marched into the end zone after a 28-yard Jimmy Seawald's Frank Katrine pass play set up a keeper from senior Jarrett Morgan from the 1-yard line. Considering the weather conditions, Coach Caccini made the call to go for a 2, and on the conversion, Morgan took the snap into a wildcat formation and threw a jump pass to third-string tight end senior Ryan Clark for the go-ahead point. The Crusaders' defense held as Dayton failed to convert on 4th and 10 with 39 seconds remaining with one more play. The Crusaders ran out the clock, launching them to an 8-7 victory and their first winning season in 14 years. What made this game even more magical was the fact that it was the final game at Brown Field for 9 Valpo football players. After the game, Coach Caccini talked about how seniority made a huge impact on the winning play.
It was a tough decision as a head coach to make, but I defaulted back to, I knew it was 2 guys. It just felt right to me to put the game in their hands. It was poetic, basically, to let these guys share in the glory and put them really on the spot and have it up to those 2 guys to really win the football game for us, and they did.
Senior Jarrett Morgan finished the day with 63 yards pushing and another 21 receiving yards. Quarterback Jimmy Seawald averaged just over 9 yards per pass, and Frank Katrine dominated the passing game with 57 yards in 3 plays. After a 3-3 start on the season, the Valpo women's basketball team will hit the road to face Purdue on Friday. Even with a 3-3 record, the Crusaders are only 1-3 on the road, making this a bit of an uphill battle for them. But hopefully they will be able to bring home the win. Over the past month, the men's basketball team has put on an impressive string of wins, taking their season record to 8-0. They are one of only 13 remaining undefeated teams, including Duke, Villanova, and Texas. And most recently, the team took on Utah State at the Arc. After a tight game, the Crusaders managed to pull ahead by 7 points to secure a 72-65 win. The biggest challenge of the season for the Crusaders comes this Thursday when they travel to West Lafayette to take on number 21 Purdue Boilermakers. The Crusaders will return to the Arc on New Year's Eve to take on Missouri State in their first home Missouri Valley Conference matchup. Well, I gotta say, the basketball team is just so impressive and just so exciting to watch this year.
What a start, 8-0. And among those teams that are also undefeated, such an accomplishment for them. We'll certainly see how they do against a top 25 team this upcoming Thursday.
Oh, absolutely. It'll definitely be super exciting.
Yes. All right, well, coming up, we'll have a final look at the weather coming up after the break. Stick with us.
VUTV, your campus, your story.
Now guys, I gotta say, this temperature change is gonna come fast and it's gonna come really, really strong. It looks like we're gonna be seeing temperatures maybe even not get up to the freezing point. If we take a look at my 7-day forecast, you'll be able to see that on Wednesday, it looks like the low is gonna be around 17. Now, if you factor in the wind chill, that's gonna be about 5 degrees. That is bitterly cold.
Oh, that is really chilly. I'm really glad I brought my winter coat and scarf.
Well, and when you compare it to the past few Decembers, we haven't really seen a cold blast like this before Christmas, right?
Yep, it looks like we're going to be in for a really nice pattern change, and that could bring along some snow for Christmas. So holding out, I'm hoping we get snow for Christmas, just not before we travel back home.
Katie's dreaming of a white Christmas. Well, that's it for us. For Blake, Katie, and myself, thank you for watching, and we will see you after Christmas break on The Shield.